The PRS licensed Smooth Groovers podcasts contain smooth jazz, jazz funk, soul, and much more.
You're listening to the Smooth Groovers, the home of some of the best jazz funk, soul, chill, and more. Available live, podcast, or stream.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smooth Groovers review, and this is Dr. Groove. This is Beyond the Groove. Enjoy.
Smooth Groovers, in association with castlab.co.uk, training excellence in developing your podcast. You're listening to the Smooth Groovers Show for great jazz, funk, soul, chill, and more with the Doc.
The sunny side, she walks in the shade. It's not a perfect arrangement, but we've got it made. I talk about Georgie, she talks about Clyde. We're on different pages, but our worlds align. Sometimes we agree to disagree. Sometimes we don't. When the windows are open wide, that's when we go deep. Straight to the heart, nothing to hide. No secrets that to keep. So deep. So she studies the knowledge. I'm looking for clues. Still we got the recipe for losing the blues. Sometimes we're not on the same chord, but we still carry the tune. When it comes down to emotion, we're not immune. Sometimes we agree to disagree. Sometimes we don't. When the windows are open wide, that's when we go deep. Straight to the heart, got nothing to hide. No secrets there to keep. So deep. So sometimes we are grounded. Sometimes we shoot for the moon. When the windows are open wide, that's when we go deep. Straight to the heart, nothing to hide. No secrets there to keep. So deep. So deep. That's when we are in love. So deep. That's when we so deep. So deep.
You were listening to a collaboration there. That is Torsten Goods, described as the German George Benson, and a collaboration with Incognito. The track is called So Deep. Soul Deep. Now, you are listening to The Doc on the Smooth Groovers for Great Jazz, Funk, Soul, Chill and more. We've got a special show for you this week because we're celebrating 300 shows of Beyond the Groove, Smooth Groovers. That's what it's known as in terms of after it comes out. We started the Smooth Groovers back in 2004. We used to do a fast track review. We got our license at that period. And then on Radio Hillingdon back in 2019, we joined the airways to go out live across the world. Now, we are into our 300th Beyond the Groove show, so we thought we'd do something slightly different. We're going to play some interviews. I've had a great opportunity to meet some brilliant people and also feature some of their songs. So we've got in this hour Michael Paulo, Mark James, as well as JJ San Severino. Let's start it all off right now with Michael Paulo.
Wow, what an honor it is to be standing next to an incredible sax player.
We were at the airport waiting for our flight, but
So I thought I'd say, Mike, would you mind? And I said that we could talk about your experience at the Algarve Smooth Jazz Festival that took place over this last week, and we were together there. Brilliant artists like yourself. What did you think of it?
man, we had a great time. It's an amazing festival. Never been to Portugal. It was an awesome experience, and I'm from Hawaii, so the resort was wonderful, on the beach, on the cliffs, and the music. I mean, I got to jam with a lot of different people, see a lot of my friends, and the crowd was phenomenal. I mean, they're so appreciative of the music, and it was so wonderful to meet a lot of old fans, from my Al Giro days in Europe, and then a lot of new ones. So it was great.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I have seen you when you've come over, and Al Giro's come over to the UK.
Yeah.
And I saw you there, and you mentioned it during the events as well, that you quite a few years in the touring band, right?
Yeah, I spent about 12 years touring with Al Giro. My first trip to Europe was with him in 1983. I traveled all over Europe for 10 years after that with him, and I got to go everywhere. Never been to Portugal, though. After that, I kind of went back to the States, and I haven't really been out to Europe much.
You got to come back.
So I'm back. I broke the ice. I went to London again last year, and with Peter White, and so hopefully, I'll make it a regular appearance now, coming back to Europe.
Brilliant. And so I think you played some new stuff as well. Have you got new things that you're working on, projects-wise?
Yeah, well, we did a single that Paul Brown and I did, Hang Time. We played that at the festival, and I'm actually working on a tribute to my father. My father was a great musician, and he's since passed away, so I'm trying to honor him. So I'm working with a lot of different great keyboards, Jeff Lorber, David Benoit and stuff, and we're going to do a new project. It should be out this summer.
So the other thing we were talking about just before coming on the interview was Smooth Jazz Festival. It's kind of improv.
The jam session's phenomenal because, artists get to play out of the norm, we play with each other. So, I got to see a lot of great young talent, as well as old friends, Paul Jackson Jr., Jeff Lorber, Everett Harp, they're all friends of mine, And then see some people I haven't seen in a while, and I had to fly 8,000 miles to come hang with them. But it was a great experience. And for the crowd, having those jam sessions, it's spontaneous, and then we get to play different material that's not in our show. So it's a great experience.
Yeah, that was the great thing for us, was the interaction, and the band as well did really well.
I can't say enough for the European musicians that backed all the artists up. I'm amazed. They have to learn all the artist songs, and they played it impeccably. So it was great. And my hat's off to the guys here. Yeah.
Well, I'm really appreciative of the fact that you came all those thousands of miles and traveled and entertained us.
Well, for me, as long as I've been doing this, I've been playing saxophone for 50 years now. I mean, I'm older, but I always feel so blessed that when you travel all over the world. I've been to 6 continents, and the privilege and honor of being selected to fly and play for people. I mean, I'm always so thankful of that. I mean, that somebody would, pay to see me play and bring me over to another country and play for them. I mean, I'll never get over that. Yeah.
Brilliant. I won't get over the experience of meeting you. My God, it's so brilliant. Thank you for your time, and we wish you best of love, health, and great, fantastic music in the future.
Yeah, well, on behalf of myself, mahalo and aloha.
Aloha.
Okay.
listening to Michael Paulo there with Cruising La Cresta. Now, I had a chance to meet him last year. He came over to the Smooth Jazz Festival and he was with a band called BPM, stands for Paul Brown, as well as Michael Paulo and Brian Brimberg, a hero bass player. Now, next we've got an interview I forgot to mention earlier on. It's going to be Jeff Lorber. Let's check out his interview, and then straight after that we got a track with one of his bands, Jeff Lorber Fusion. The track's called Hyperdrive.
Hi, I'm with Jeff Lorber. So good to meet you. Thanks so much, by the way. Over at breakfast earlier, you said that you'd give me an opportunity to say hi.
Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant album, by the way. The Forecast album. I can't stop playing it. So good.
Oh, wow.
Every single
Glad you
one.
like it. Yeah, it's doing those records, it's fun for me because usually I'm, when I do my own albums, I have all the responsibility, but when I work with these guys, we get to spread it around, so it's kind of more fun.
I mean, you've worked with some brilliant people, and some of them mentioned on stage as well. I do love Wizard Island. I think I told you that before.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
I ran up Tower Records in New York to buy it.
Nice.
When I was over there once.
Nice.
So that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, we do get it right once in a while, here and there.
I saw you in the Rara rooms in central London. That was amazing.
Yeah.
We saw you
that.
in the Holborn area where you came with Mike Stern.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty incredible as well.
Yeah, I'm going to Japan with Mike in September, so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen him for a while, but we're catching up on things that we were supposed to do before the pandemic.
And then you've got new stuff coming out? Do you think you're hinting?
Yeah, I have a new album. I just finished it. I'm not sure what it's called yet. It might be called On the Bus. It might not. But it
That was a BBC series, a comedy a few years ago.
It features Mike Lettieri from Snarky Puppy. He's featured a lot. Jimmy's playing, but he's mostly playing like melodic stuff and not so much the actual bass stuff. Paul's on it a little bit. Gary Novak, of course. Dave Mann, of course. Have you heard of Randall Clark, sax player from Utah?
Okay.
I produced a couple records for him. He's featured on the record a bit too.
Brilliant stuff. Well, we look forward to that.
Thank you.
We wish you continued success.
I appreciate it.
Absolute pleasure to see you perform live. You are brilliant every time I see you.
Thank you. Well, that was fun tonight. When I'm working with those guys, it's a lot of inspiration.
Jeff, thank you so much again for your time, for your talent, and your fantastic inspiration for everyone else.
Well,
I appreciate it.
You're too kind, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Smooth Groover Show for great jazz, funk, soul, chill, and more with the Doc.
Okay, I'm with the incredible Mark James here.
Oh, bless you.
Dude, I got to get you between takes on this, right? Because you are so popular, so much in demand, and you got this great new single. I really want to talk to you about it.
Wheels in Motion, yes. Just on the what you said previously, I'm very busy because I'm very cheap.
No, it's because you're too good. That's the
Well,
reason
thank
why.
you. It's very kind of you to say, but
You're doing some events as well, aren't you? You're going to be with Ollie Silk in
Yes.
London.
yes, we have our own show in August. Ollie and myself, we just finished a tour with Matt Goss. That was an 18-day tour, formerly of Bros, as you know, not Ollie, Matt Goss. And we obviously we're doing this. We have to travel to LA at the end of this month to rehearse for the Cos Cruise, and then 2 weeks on the Cos Cruise. And then we're doing our own show in August. So it's been a very busy year this year, actually. The single was... I did that late last year. Jeff Lunt from Trippin' and Rhythm said he wanted to get another single out before we do another album. And Ryan Lavalette, who's flying, he's the golden boy.
Multi-instrumentalist.
Oh, he's amazing, yeah. So he said Ryan has a song which he think might suit you, and he sent it to him, and I thought it was great. You know, Ryan was playing guitar on the demo. So I said, yeah, I'd love to do it. So he sent me the track, I recorded it, sent it back. Ryan mixed it. 2 months later, it's out. They did the... So I'd very...
You got a nice cover to it as well.
Yeah, I know, but that was Jeff Lunt's idea. So the album obviously was kind of all my thing, but the single, it was quite nice just to be performing on it. And Jeff said to me, this is a winner. And credit to him, he's obviously a very good judge of hit material, because he got it to number one for me.
Yeah,
so that was absolutely fantastic.
Right,
So very unexpected, actually. But
so we look forward to the album. When do you think? Because you've got to get in the studio and mix it.
I've got
master it.
about 5 or 6 tracks on the go. I think Jeff might want to get another single out, so hopefully towards the end of this year.
Right, excited. Hopefully we'll get a chance to play it and
I'd
make you
love you
featured
to.
on us.
We need you, people. We need you, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very
But thank you for all the hard work you do and bringing us
Thank you.
joy.
Thanks
I love
for
it so much.
supporting
Thank
live
you.
music. It's so nice that people come out and pay money to come and see live music. It really makes all the difference. It's the only reason we can keep doing it, really. It's just people come and see it.
A lot of dedication, a lot of practice, a lot of bringing joy. Take it easy. And Mark, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it
Thanks
so much.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
your time. Cheers.
Dr. Savvy's Smooth Groovers Show on Radio Hillingdon.
Forward to new music from Mark James there. Thanks so much for the interview. Now we've got one more interview before the news. It is JJ Sansabrina. Had a chance to interview him a number of times. A very prolific artist. He has worked with Maxi Priest as well as lots of other people. He's got a brand new album out called Conversations. We're going to play a track from it. It happens to be called We've Got All Night. It's a collaboration with Billy Ray Shepherd. Let's check out the interview, and then straight after we've got the song, and then just before the news, no other Michael Warden with I Should Have Loved You. I shall see you very shortly.
Radio Hillingdon.
Hey, I'm over here in Portugal. You can see some swaying palm trees. I did say that I'd try and squeeze in a few interviews, and I bump into a great friend of mine, JJ San Severino. Welcome to the Smooth Groovers. You're in a definite chill-out mood right now, like you always are. And I wanted to ask you, it's been a year since we had a proper interview with you, but I thought we'd do a two-parter. And part one, we're going to talk about all the releases that you've had recently. So we released with Maxi Priest, you had a few singles out as well. We'll talk about your new single. So tell us about your catch-up year. How's it been?
It feels, like you said, amazing to be back in Portugal, and the palm trees are swaying in the wind, aren't they? Yeah. But, I can't even begin to tell you how much has been going on for the last year. What I can say is music, and I've broken into a lot of new things and been doing a lot of recording, but most of all, traveling. It's like always on the road, always traveling somewhere, and then getting off a plane and then doing something locally back in New York. So it's been a busy year, and it's been a highly productive year. My catchphrase I've been using has been the word consistency, and that's what I'm trying to execute on a daily basis.
So do you mean consistency in terms of the practice that you go through, in terms of saying you've got a timetable where you're going to dedicate time to perform, as well as making sure that you've got inspiration to create new stuff? Because it's not easy to create new music, right? There's an experiment apparently people do, is they go into a forest and they go and have a look around. They go, oh, look at that, isn't that nice? And they get the awe moment. This is a creative thought, by the way. And when you come back in, you feel more creative because you've had all those awe moments. So do you think those kind of situations when you go out to meet different people, do they give you the awe moments to you?
Well, they do. And it's funny because being creative is a tricky thing. Sometimes a song just comes out of nowhere. You could be sitting on the beach, you could be sitting on your couch, and a song comes. Other times, if you sit down to write, you might get a few things that come out, but it might not be the masterpiece you were looking for. But those all moments is like, I have them all the time because I'm on the road. And I used to travel with a small portable recording studio so that I could record in the rooms and hotel rooms. But now I'm just trying to really take it in, get those all moments. And then when I unleash it, when I get back to New York in the studio, hopefully good things happen.
Let's just quickly talk about your creative process, because obviously the consistency's there, right? But it's probably quite difficult to do, because if you, like writers, they journal, artists sometimes sketch things out, and eventually the end product comes because they've been building up on it. Do you ever do that with your music? Do you ever go like, this is a really good catchy chorus, this could be a great verse, and then it morphs into something completely different? How does that come back to the composition piece?
So funny, because the third to last radio single I had, which was Keep It Moving, was a song that was written over the course of 2 weeks by sitting on the beach. The theme came to me, dun, 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 dun. And every day I would hum it along, and then I would think of where the verse section would take me. And so I literally composed that entire song over 2 weeks of sitting on the beach and re-singing it and piecing it together. And then when I sat down with my instrument, it really was just jotting down what I'd already composed in my head. So that was awesome when they come like that. And then, sometimes I'll hum into a recorder an idea, and then I'll get back in the studio and I'll elaborate on it. But it's really what we talked about, where you just being in a moment and catching those vibes, those all moments. You just smell something or hear something, and it just gives you an idea, and music appears.
And the consistency piece is an interesting bit, because you're building up on it. So you might hear it again, and then you'll go, actually, I could add this to it. There's a technique known as layering. I know a lot of composers do that. And they take a piece of music and they build and layer it, and then before you know it, it's taking you to another place. And I think taking you to another place is something that I always think about in terms of classic tracks. Mm-hmm. They'll always move you somehow. You feel the emotion in the music. Keep It Moving. And Miami, we introduced it to so many people, and they go, that really takes you to places, that track, something about it.
I forget about that song, Miami. Wow. People ask for that. I've been out of the set list for about a year now, and I just keep hearing people talking about that song. And I forget how electrifying that song is to me. It has a lot of energy and a lot of passion. Thank you for the
Oh, you're welcome.
reminder.
Talking about the tracks, as I mentioned earlier on, and they're going out as singles. Now, is this a trend that musicians are doing, releasing a track at a time because they can get more exposure? Is there some logic behind that? Or is it that you're going to build it up and go, actually, I tell you what, this is going to launch me off to a theme and I'm going to basically build an album around that theme? Or are you going to say, actually, I'm going to do loads of different tracks and they're going to have different aspects to them. They're going to slow bits, fast bits. What's your thinking there in terms of the next album?
You're right. I do see a lot of the trend moving with people just releasing singles and singles and singles.
Or EPs, for example.
Or EPs. Yeah. And I'm not a fan of EPs. And the reason I'm not a fan of an EP is this. It's just a collection of songs. Where an LP, which is usually, let's say, 10 songs, it takes you on a journey. And an EP is just kind of thrown together, I think, just songs and singles, but there's no journey there. I mean, we come from the days of listening to vinyl and putting that needle on a record and starting that journey that the artist wanted to take you on. And I think that 10 songs is a way to take you on a journey. Second reason I'm not a big fan of EPs is if you're going to press your EP into CDs, you're going to pay the same to press 5 songs as you would to press 10 songs. So why do 2 separate pressings of 5 and 5 that's going to cost you double when you could press them together at one time? I've been wanted to put out an LP, a full-length record, annually. I really wanted to do one per year. But I don't get an opportunity to see everybody that I want in that 1 year's time. So I think that 2 years' time is what more of the schedule I'm putting myself on now. And these songs that we've been recording and releasing as singles, I'm digging in heavy on this new album right now, which I'm either going to release at the end of the year or beginning of the year, because I'm ready to put a new album out. I don't like when people say, do you have new music? Do you have new music? And I'm like, yes, but it's not available to you. I want to always have something new and fresh available, more than just a single, And another thing is CDs, they don't sell as quickly as they used to because we know the automobiles don't have the CD player and computers. So the product is not moving as quickly, so we don't want to keep a lot of inventory. 2 years gives you plenty of time to sell the inventory, plenty of time to just create the new journey, and just enough time to keep people excited for a new release.
And it probably is hard, considering what we were talking about before about the journaling aspect, because the thing that comes to my mind is you remember that album by The Streets, where, there's a track at the beginning, Cry Your Eyes Out, and then by the end of the album, you've actually heard the entire story. Okay, it's wordy, it's lyric orientated.
It's a journey, right?
It's a journey.
Yeah.
And I think what it could be, if you look at Prince, I know how much of a fan you are.
Love Prince, yeah.
So even he did that as well. He would like, here's my side project, I do a ton of stuff. Or he would collaborate with a bunch of people and do that. Mm-hmm. Give us an insight into, are you going to journal it and go, I'll park that for the moment because I need to concentrate on this? Or would you say, I'll do 3 sub-projects, but I'll release them at the right time? Is that something that you're thinking about? Or am I down a different avenue here?
I have all this stuff that's planned right now. Like, I actually have just about finished up a reggae jazz album, which I'm holding for the right time to release. And then the singles that have been released in the Smooth Jazz Forum are all going to be part of a CD I'm working on called Conversations. And then there's a third album I'm working on, which is primarily a live fusion type of a CD of songs that I've never recorded over the past 30 years, which is going to have, everything is going to feature special guests for that album.
Brilliant. That's really good.
Because I want to bring in, all these great musicians, Alex Bugnon and Gerald Veasley, and let these guys play on a track that might be 7 or 8 minutes rather than a 3.5 minute radio cut where you're getting 8 bars or 16 bars. I'm talking about where these great talents can open it up and shred. And I'm really excited for that album too. So there's like these 3 projects in a row. And the Conversations, which will be released next, is really going to be maybe a guest here or there, but primarily will be just my writing and producing.
Were you thinking about doing anything like, your wonderful rendition of some Stevie Wonder stuff? Would you ever think about that?
Then there's another CD that I want to do. It's so many. I want to do a Bob Marley CD, and I want to do a CD which is all of my favorites. Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Prince. I mean, just a covers album, and it's just so much. It's just, and the music just keeps piling up, Doctor. It just keeps piling up.
It's a difficult one, and because you spend so much time on the road, right? This remind me of a joke I was going to tell you about. So B.B. King gets asked a few years ago, 1 minute you're in San Francisco, then next minute you fly over into mainland Europe, and then you go to Budapest, and then you're somewhere else. And then the interviewer says, what do you do in your spare time? And he says, I try and get from one place to the other.
That is actually the truest thing. And I always say, it's funny, I just saw my friend Rocco Ventrella yesterday, and we were saying that we just get paid to travel. And it's funny you say that, because that story, that joke you have of B.B. King is really the soundtrack of my life, because, you know, you might see 50 shows on my calendar that are J.J. Sanseverino as the artist, smooth jazz shows. But there's an additional 200 shows that are every single day in New York City, here, or this hotel. That every day we play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Maybe we'll have a Sunday off. Maybe there's 2 gigs in a day, and then there's the traveling, and it's a lot of work, but it's something that it's done with a passion, because that's what I always wanted to do. And the thing I love the most is playing on stage.
You've got all that to do. You've got your projects. Maybe here's another idea. Maybe do a great live album one day. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You stick another project. So, but, you know, look, I do wish you all the best, because it is absolutely hard work to be on the road, like you said, travel, try and get from one place to the other, think about all these projects, journal it, get back in the studio, consolidate, get that consistency in terms of the quality, collaborate with other musicians. You are probably one of the hardest working musicians that I've met in recent times. And look, I'm going to say this, they're all hard working, but from your agenda and your listings of what you're doing, you need to also have that chill out time for yourself as well, so you can re-energize. You don't want to burn out.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to advise.
Yeah.
You know, listen to the doc.
But the doctor's advice is prescription of chill.
Yeah, chill when you need to, but you're fueled on the momentum. You'd be like a great rocket to go to like an interstellar thing. We don't need any fuel. We just need JJ in the back to play music, and we're never going to run out of petrol or diesel.
When I sit down and chill for a couple of days, I start feeling like I'm not being responsible, that I need to be practicing or writing or doing something, which is a good thing. Part of what we talked about, consistency, practicing every day, and trying to return those emails on time, and showing up and giving a consistently high energy, fantastic shows. And, you know, like I said, I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to play music professionally. My dreams were answered. And the greatest part about it is getting to meet so many new people and see them happy and smile from the performance or the vibe that we give them. Well, we do this together, right? This is what we do. And it's a true honor.
The movement in terms of, you're moving people, you're putting pictures in their minds, you're taking them to places, you're making them de-stress. The energy that you give out is just phenomenal. And on behalf of the listeners, on behalf of the audiences, we are grateful and we are appreciative, and we wish you all the best to be looking after yourself. Looking after your family. That's important.
Yes.
Take the orders and get the chill out time when you need to, and exciting projects to come.
Oh, man.
And I really look forward to them, and really here to say that you are super, absolutely super. So thanks so much for your time.
I love our conversations, and you're super. What you do, Smooth Groovers, is one of my favorites.
Did I pay you to say that?
No, the check is the check fell on the floor. But I love our conversations, and I love the fact that you always make time for me, and I appreciate that. And I love to get out of the positive vibrations to your listeners. So thank you.
No, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tonight, by the way,
Yeah.
which is going to be a brilliant lineup. Well, you mentioned Rocco Ventrella. He just came and you just said hi to him a second ago.
Yes.
I caught up with him after ages as well. He was playing last night with Mark Antoine, Jesse, incredible guitarist down there last night.
Jesse Cook, yeah.
So it's going to be...
and tonight is going to be Nathan Mitchell and Althea Renee, Nicholas Cole, Mark Antoine, Lamech, who's a young and upcoming guy, is great. Rocco Ventrella, alongside the Brit Boys with Ali, Wesley, Arefo, Mark. So, it's going to be on fire tonight. And our good friend, Richard Edwards, on the ones and twos. The party is going to be up.
The Smooth Groove meets the Smooth Groovers.
Woo! Let's go.
And we've done that before as well, together, actually.
Oh, wow.
We've been across the DJ set going, hey, this is a time for the Smooth Grooves to meet the Smooth Groovers. And Rich loved that. So that's great fun. So I'm going to leave you to have time to practice and play. I wish you all the best with gelling with everybody else, right? Because we will be on such a high. We're going to oversleep again tonight. We're probably not going to go to bed till really late.
Oh, yeah.
But thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, JJ.
Thank you so
Thanks
much. Love you and appreciate you.
Thank you.
listening to the Smooth Groover Show for great jazz, funk, soul, chill, and more with the Doc. To the Smooth Groover Show for great jazz, funk, soul, chill, and more with the Doc.
super collaboration there. That's Bring Me Joy by Al Jarreau, George Duke and Boney James. You are listening to The Doc. Welcome back to the Smooth Groovers for some great jazz, funk, soul, chill and more. Got a special show for you this week celebrating Beyond the Groove 300. Now, we've got some more interviews in this hour. We've got Ollie Silk, we've got Anita Carmichael, Will Donato, as well as Lynn Roundtree. And let's not forget the fantastic Roberta Rashuta. I shall fill in between some of the interviews to keep the music going. Okay, I'm with Ollie Silk. Ollie Silk, thank you so much for your time.
Savvy, it's a pleasure, my friend. How you doing?
Yeah, you know what? Recovering from all the dancing that you're forcing me to do at the smooth jazz events that have been taking place over the last week over at the start of May. What a start to May. How has it been for you as the host this year? Lots of organising, playing as well, and then coordination in terms of actually on stage. I mean, being a stage manager at the same time.
It's been a blast. I've loved it. It's been really demanding. You're absolutely right. We got here Monday, we're straight into rehearsals, and like you say, I've been playing keyboards for some of the other artists on the show, but also this time with comparing everything, just keep everything organised. And yeah, it's been great, man. I'm honoured that they've entrusted me with it.
Well, so. You had the fancy, deep burgundy velvet jacket on the first night with the matching shoes.
The Circus Master one, yeah.
So the other thing was that you organised the Quincy Jones tribute, which was, I have to tell you, it was absolutely incredible. All the favourites were there. You went back in time, forward in terms of like some of the more recent stuff as well. And yeah, Razzmatazz, the lovely story you told about the early albums that you bought when you were a kid and you used to play those tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. That was like the dude was, as far as I'm told, because I don't remember, I was too little. The dude was the first LP that kind of came into my little tiny hands on my little record player that my parents bought me. In fact, it was that, and I had I had two. That was the first LP, and then the first 7-inch records that I had was Mud, Tiger Feet. Do you remember that song? Yeah. And Einstein a Go-Go. Remember that song?
Oh my word!
Yeah. So these three records, like I'm always been told, like they were the first three records that you had. But as far as the dude is concerned, as I said, like I Know Corrida, like I think I used to try and sing it, and I could barely say anything
with
at the
a
time.
high pitch.
Yeah. little voice, like I barely say, a few words, but I always used to say, I play I Know Corrida, and I used to put the needle on the record, man.
Brilliant stuff. So the other thing I was going to ask you about was, so you just come off a tour because you've been with the support group, which is absolutely vital. Matt Goss, is that right? And now you're going to be in Pizza Express with Mark James in August of 2025, right?
Yep, that's right.
It's going to be a major gig, and we'll be there to support you like normal.
Mate, absolutely. It'll be a pleasure to see you. We're doing August 8th and 9th at Pizza Express. Tickets went on sale today, in fact. So can I tell them where to go to get tickets? So you go to smoothjazzevents.co.uk. If you fancy it, myself, I'm guitarist Mark James, ex Simply Red, like absolute legend. We're going to have a vocalist. We're going to do all the hits. We're going to do some nice vocal covers and stuff. We did it a couple of years ago and it was an absolute blast. So, and we love Pizza Express. We love coming back there. So
Brilliant. So, final question. I know you got to get back to talking about, just for a second actually, just change the subject. So you spent about 6 or 7 hours just before the Quincy Jones thing. So bumped into your dad and you actually went out for dinner at 6:30, because I know some of the people that went into the rehearsal area about 6 hours before.
Yeah.
So that was a hard slog, wasn't it?
I rocked up there about just before midday, and I think we got out about 6:30, maybe 6:45.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It was a long day. I knew it would be. I was fully prepared for it. It was very stressful, and it always is. And people, I don't think people see, they don't see that side of it. The preparation for it, because we had a lot of songs to play with. I had a lot of artists to bring in
and great
and move
vocalists.
around.
Not because there's one here right now.
Yes, we have one right here. Yeah. But it was great, and it was stressful, but we pulled it together, and I think the show was great. And you loved it, right?
Yeah, it was great. It's brilliant, really good. Everyone had a great time. Got everybody up on the floor.
It was awesome.
It's been every night has been excellent.
Yeah.
So the final question was going to be with regards to, I had to crack my BB King joke. Not that joke.
Not the joke I told you before.
Yes, thank you. He was touring a lot. And the interviewer said to him, well, one day you're in Moscow, the next day you're in Budapest, whatever. He said, what do you do in your spare time? He said, I try and get from one place to the other. And so the reason for asking you is because it must be difficult to try and squeeze in time for production of your next album. I mean, obviously you're working on it. I asked this question of JJ Sanseverino, actually, and you know, like people like writers, and they make notes and things. Sometimes you make notes of melodies that come into your head, and you think, actually, I could use that later on. Is that your composition process, or would you rather sit for a dedicated time in the studio?
Probably the latter. I mean, I'd like to say that I have these inspirational moments when I'm out on tour where I can quickly jot something down, but in general, like, tours are really they're really hard on your psyche in general, and like you're just focusing on playing, like just playing properly and showing up and being in the right place at the right time. So the kind of creative process for me personally, I mean, a lot of guys can do it and they can mix and match, but for me personally, I have to really set myself properly, and it has to be at home, it has to be in the studio, and it has to be with a goal in mind. So in that respect, that's why, like, I need to come off tour and have a little bit of decompression.
Because that's some of the journey, isn't it? You know, you have to master the track, you have to make sure it's all, you know, arranged properly as well. You know, and also you might say, actually, this is the final cut, because you want to keep improving it. You know?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm not a super perfectionist. You know, for better or worse.
Well, you got a standard anyway. So
I do, and you know, I'll definitely, you know, I'll get something right, quote unquote. But a lot of times I'll let go. You know, if I think something's vibey and something's cool, it's good in my book.
Well,
you know?
on vibing and cool, you are both. In everything you do.
Well, thank you, man.
I didn't prime you up to say that, by the way. It just came out, you know. But no, it was an absolute pleasure, and I really appreciate your time, because I know you're very busy, and you got preparation for the final night tomorrow as well to do. And you got to get some sleep, because it's late night and it's at the after party.
That can wait. That can wait.
But no, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I really, really appreciate your time.
Savvy, man. Thank you so much.
You are a dedicated musician that is doing so much for so many people, and you know, thank you, and wish you all the best for the future.
Bless your heart, man. Thank you for having me, Savvy. Good luck, mate.
You're welcome.
Slim City by Ollie Silk there. Next, we've got Anita Carmichael with a brilliant interview telling us about her career with all kinds of bands and the release of her album. Got a track straight after called Rise. I have an opportunity to catch up with Anita Carmichael. So grateful for her time. Just a reminder, you've done so much work over the years. Tell us more.
Came out of college, worked with the Communards, and that went straight to number one with Don't Leave Me This Way, which was a fantastic.
We featured that as a version excursion recently.
I like that. And an all-female band, which at the time was pretty forward-thinking, having an all-female band. And I've pioneered that through my career. Many female musicians in the band as much as possible. So that's been a big thing in my career. After that, I had a tour of Africa, which was fantastic, and we actually supported Yusundur. I got to jam with them nearly every night.
I was going to say the other thing is that you are critically acclaimed because of your debut album when it came out. Everyone loved it so much.
We signed with Lipstick Records in Germany. It was great. Went all over Europe and Japan and went all over the place. Yeah,
amazing. Well, to see you play, you just get straight in there. You're one of these musicians that just picks it up and just goes for it. Melds directly into the sound that's there. Let's talk about the new album. Tell me about it, the processes you went through in terms of getting it set up. These albums are a creative process.
Absolutely. I love to write with other people. I love the creative process. Like all musicians, we co-create together. Some of them I write by myself and I produce and do the whole thing by myself, and other ones you co-write. This single that I've got out is co-written with a chap called Arden Hart, and he's very talented piano. We're multi-instrumentalists, which is great. We've got Rise out at the moment, and some of the tracks I've written with my son, Jacob, who is also a producer, and he's helped me mix and produce those sounds as well.
Brilliant.
So that's nice. Yeah. I've got one with him called Horizon, which is lovely.
I was talking to Lee Met, talking about the creative process, especially when it comes to collaboration, and I try to pull together that analogy of actually making a dish. Say, for example, you make green Thai curry, and you put a bit of chilli in it, but you kind of sample it as you go along until you get the chilli right.
Absolutely.
And you hope that everyone else is going to like it.
100%.
If it gets too chilli, you might have to add something else in there.
That's exactly what it's like, and that's exactly, you throw things in, you listen to them, and you think, oh, does that help? Does it make it richer? Does it, maybe we'll put in a change here, a chord change, or something else to make it interesting. Is that too interesting? Does it need that? Maybe it doesn't need that, so then you go back to where you were. Yeah, absolutely.
So the analogy works then, does it?
It works really well.
So
really
keep cooking up those jams.
Absolutely.
You knew I was going to say that, right?
Cooking up those good meals.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very much like cooking.
Really appreciate your time and wishing you all the best and success. You really deserve it because you worked so hard on the circuit, and also, like we were talking about, the creative process. That all takes time to get the actual version that you want out,
Yes, it
and then
does,
maybe
yeah.
remixes, etc.
Yeah. And sometimes, you get to that point, and sometimes you just chuck it out because you think, can't analyse it anymore. So you just put it out there and see what happens.
Well, I have to tell you, from my first listen to it, I heard it from your manager. Oh God, I thought this thing is just unreal, and it's very rare when you pick out something and you go, this has really got some spice.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
you very
Appreciate it. Take care. See you. Bye.
I'm with Will Donato, and I can't tell you what an honour it is for me to meet you, because I have been raving about how brilliant your music is. We will be playing some of your tracks coming up very soon. But Will, I just wanted to say to you, thank you so much for coming down to this Algarve Smooth Jazz Festival and doing such an awesome job. You are so inclusive in the way that you come out. Man, you've got a fantastic sense of humour as well, but also your music. Let's talk about it. What's the inspiration? You mentioned a few things during the performance. You give joy every time you come out. That's a real thing. And one of the things I really like is about hope. Tell us about some of the inspiration behind some of the tracks you're writing recently.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, I think that things in life, every day is a gift. I'm a cancer survivor, so that's kind of the context of where I come from. And I really like to make sure everyone gets celebrated, and it's either through music or just maybe an interaction. And I just notice, even when I'm not on stage, when I'm at a hotel, I'll see someone working. If I could just say, oh my God, you're really working hard today. It doesn't cost anything to start a trend of kindness, paying it forward. But it is really my way of life.
No, I think it comes from the heart, comes across in everything you do. I wish you continued success, because you are somebody who's a superstar. Right?
I
well
love
done,
what I
mate.
do. Thank you. And you too.
Thanks.
You have a gift. The very first night you made me feel welcome. And sometimes with artists, even though we're skilled and we're people, sometimes we're like orphans in a new place.
Sometimes we're scared to come to you and say, hey, you know, tell us about, you know, because sometimes it can be awkward as well, can't it?
You know, I want you to know, for your guests listening, I'll try to get you some promo when I get home. You know, one of my giveaways. You mentioned the Lullaby CD that I did with Steve Oliver.
Beautiful.
It's very special. I have a really nice holiday CD that is not the regular same old songs. It's English carols, and I did it all on alto flute, Renaissance-y, kind of Celtic. I'm really proud of it. So, well, maybe we'll set you up with some of those.
Yeah,
So.
versatility is the name of the game here, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Steve Oliver, I met him actually. What a brilliant guy, and what a great name.
He's my
for a
neighbor.
Global citizen.
I
mean,
know.
Whoa, what a great name.
That's my buddy. He just moved to Palm Springs, and it's, you know, you talk about, you know, and I thank you for the compliment. He really is a sweetheart and a dear friend. Before I went solo, I was the guy people didn't realize they were hearing. I was the saxophone player on Chips and Salsa.
Brilliant.
I was the guy on Highway 1. They didn't realize that was me because I wasn't going solo yet. So they're like, that's that guy. Yeah.
Got a distinctive sound, definitely is going to come, isn't it?
Thank you.
Fantastic. The tone is fantastic
I
in
like
life, in media, in moving forward and giving inspiration. Thank you so much, Will.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. I said I'd have an opportunity to meet some incredible people. I have recently seen Absolutely live and brilliant. He's given us a few moments in between other things that he's doing. Recording, coming to gigs, practicing. Mr. Roundtree, good to meet you. How are you?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate being here. And as we talked about, we're here at the Algarve Jazz Fest. It's my second time playing this beautiful festival. Give it up to Christian and his staff and everybody.
Sounds amazing.
A great time that we're having here. And, again, it's just a blessing to be able to get overseas and play for you guys here overseas, because opportunities don't come plentiful for us as we're in the United States most of the time. So again, I'm appreciative of it, and I'm thankful and I'm humbled by the gift that I've been given by God to be able to play in such a way that people enjoy what I do, and it elicits a certain emotion from people.
Yeah, you nicked my line. That was my question. How do you take people to places? Because you have the ability to do that with your music, with your sound. Are you doing that because you've got a sense of emotion that you're trying to put through? Is that part of the composition process?
Yeah, and I did a lot of studying of the masters, jazz and otherwise, and whether you're talking about technique, the brilliance of trumpet players, or what they can do, everybody said the same thing, especially the masters. The masters always said you have to be able to connect the music to your listener. It's not enough that you know this chord or that chord and you can play this fast, that fast. And what Charlie Parker said, I take the whole. He said, learn everything you can and then forget about it. He was like, and focus on playing, trying to connect your music with the person that's listening. That's ambiguous in a sense, because how do you do it? Well, there's no one way to do it, but when you start to ascend and in your gift, and you're starting to see and play for more people, you start to get a sense of what to do to connect your type of music to the person that's listening, by the reactions that you get from the people, and you kind of reflect back, what is it that I did? What space was I in when I was playing to make that person say this or that? Just yesterday after my show, the day before yesterday after my show, the gentleman that you saw in the lobby said he never danced like that, and my music touched him in a certain, and I had to find out, what song was I playing? What was I doing, That way I can take that information and I can put it in my back pocket, and I can process it and say, hey, this is where I need to go. And so it's a never-ending process. You never master it, but you start to get certain hints. And it's also a gravitation towards your style. You don't have a style when you first start playing. You're just wanting to learn your instrument, you learn your craft, but you start to develop a sound and a style and a way to play. And by focusing even more on that, on the way you play and being the best you that you can be, that's how you're able to project your music and get your sound to that particular person.
Marcus Miller did a gig in London.
Yeah.
He invited a whole bunch of people to, at that time, the Virgin Megastore, which was a massive shop in central London. So some of us bassheads turned up, right?
Uh-huh.
And then one guy asked this question right in the audience. He went, could you just tell me how you developed your tone?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Well, I had a great story about that. I was, coming up and in Detroit, and you a lot of great jazz artists in Detroit, a lot of great musicians in Detroit. I mean, you've got a legend on every corner. I was fortunate enough to move before a lot of before we started to lose our legends that recorded on a lot of these Motown classics, and a lot of the jazz guys. I mean, they were straight jazz, traditional jazz guys, man. And I would go to these jam sessions, nose wide open. I didn't know anything, and these guys come in on trumpet, and they just blow and blow and blow, and I couldn't blow a quarter of what they were doing. But I got up on stage, and I tried to do what I could do, and I, played on my little jam song, and then sat down. And I never thought I was good enough. I was like, I'm never going to be these guys, and I'm always trying to achieve what they're doing. So I said, it must be the equipment too. To play high and loud. So I changed my equipment, and I got, instead of a deep mouthpiece, I got a shallow mouthpiece that allows you to play up higher and louder and all that other stuff, but you sacrifice tone. So I got on the bandstand, and this legend, this is how they are back in the day. They don't talk to you at all. They just allow you on the stage. And if you're allowed on the stage and they don't kick you off, that means they like you. They see something in you, because you wouldn't be up there. But he never said a word to me, anything. After the gig, he says, hey, Roundtree, come here. I don't know what you did. He was like, but today you sounded awful. And I said, as compared to all the other times I played, I sounded awful this time, and I played all these high notes and all this other stuff. He's like, I don't know what you did. He was like, but I always enjoyed listening to you as opposed to all these other trumpet players, because I enjoyed your sound. The tone that you got out of your horn is something that's missing in today's music. He was like, and I look forward to you coming up. I know you're still learning the jazz language, and you're still trying to understand your notes and how to put all together, but he's like, I enjoyed listening to you. He's like, and now you're trying to be like everybody else, He was like, if you come up here doing that again, I'm never going to let you on the bandstand again. He said, so I don't know what you did. I said, well, interesting you said that. His name was Harold McKinney. Great legendary. He's gone again, you know, a lot of them are gone. But he said, hey, look, next time you come up here, don't play that mouthpiece. He's like, do your old mouthpiece. You play you. You're never going to be Dwight Adams. You're never going to be Roy Hargrove. You're never going to get any of these guys that come down here and just play like that. He's like, but you can be you. You can be the best you. He's like, and the best you has a great sound on that horn that I haven't heard in a long time. He was like, so you focus on that. I took that to heart. I said, okay, well, you know, maybe this is the lane I need to, you know, stay in. And I need to just continue to evolve from this particular lane. I don't have to be over here. I don't have to be over there. I don't have to be a disciple. There's somebody that likes what I do, and I'll just be the best me I can be.
I was going to ask you about composition, a quick question about it. When you look at, say, someone like Jay Beckenstein, I've used this example before, got up early in the morning, Keith Richard got up early in the morning, wrote this super duper hit, didn't take him very long to do it.
Yeah.
The right moment, the right time, the right emotion. And if you look at artists in terms of people that draw, sometimes they sketch, they journal. Is it harder to do from a melody perspective where you've got the raw melody and then you can build around that? Or do you say, actually, I'll tell you what, it's the right time, the right moment, the right feeling. I've been recording 2 other tracks and it's a natural flow to record another one.
Yeah.
Are there different combinations there that work for you?
There's a lot of different combinations as to how a song comes together. A lot of times, like you said, bass, I hear a bass line. You know, I'm really, you know, bass driven, I'm soul driven, so I'll hear a beautiful bass line.
Because that's your phrase,
bass line, yeah.
You are the soul trumpeter.
That's what I'm called, the soul trumpeter. So anything that hits me, I'm saying, I like that. And so then I'll try to see if I can put a melody around that bass line. Or once in a blue moon, a melody will pop into my head. And like you said, I've got a recorder right here. I'll pull out my phone. I'll hum the melody. I'll forget about it. And I'll say, hey, man, I need some inspiration. And then I'll think about the 300 or 400 voice things that I have in here, me humming melodies. And I'll just go through them and say, you know what that is? That is a good melody. Let me see if I can build around it. And then I'm of the philosophy that just because you can do everything doesn't mean you should do everything. There are people who are experts at what they do. So I take, you know, I can produce, bassline produce. I've produced some of my own music, but there are people who can produce way better than I am. I can. So I don't profess to be a number one producer. So I'll take that melody and give it to somebody else and say, hey, what do you hear out of that? What comes to you? Your mind. And just by picking the right person that I can collaborate with that I know has the same vibe as I do, they'll come back with something that's what I heard. That's exactly what I heard, man. But I couldn't put it together like you put it together. And then you added your flavor to it. Now we can build on that. That's where most of my hits came from. Something collaborative like that, where I'm gonna come up with a melody or a bass line, or I'll send somebody a sketch. I just heard this, man. What do you hear on it?
But
and
you
it
don't
comes
put
back.
pressure on yourself, do you, about that, in terms of like, I've got to do it in the next 5 minutes, or
no,
I've got a timer on, or and say,
no.
You don't do that.
I don't do that, because when the music flows, it flows. When I get in the zone, I get locked in. But when I'm out of it, it's easy going. I don't put pressure on myself, because again, you're making music and people all over the world are hearing this. This is why I made my first album. We got 8 now, but on the first album, I couldn't believe that somebody in Australia was listening to a song that I came up with in my basement. You know what I mean? I'm like, I could not comprehend that. It's big. It's overwhelming. It's like there's a kid left me a message on YouTube or Facebook or something and say, hey, you know, I'm in Australia. I listen to your song and, you know, it's inspiring me and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow. This music thing is big, man. I mean, who can sit in their basement and put some stuff together and then someone hears you, you know, 5,000, 6,000 miles away in a different continent?
I've got a similar kind of awe, but I mean, I'm in no comparison to you.
Yeah.
Mine was a trivial little story about a guy that was running around a lake in Norway, and he went, I heard your show, I liked all the artists you were featuring. They said, I'd do an extra mile because I was enjoying the flow. Yeah. And then another time, a person, similar story in Australia, was playing some of the music that's licensed over in his shack. It's great to bring such fantastic people together and share that.
These stories tend to come when you're low. I should just skip this thing. I should just get a job. I'm not making any money. Everyone's mad at me because I'm taking all the money that we have in the house. I'm putting this music thing and I'm not seeing a return. And, you know, I'm not getting the gigs. I'm not getting the festivals, whatever. I might as well just throw my horn off the bridge, you know, like those old sappy movies where the saxophone player throws his saxophone over the bridge because he hears somebody great. I'm like, and it's at that time that someone leaves you a message and it clicks. It's like, oh, okay, I am doing the right thing. I just got to keep pushing forward. Those come at the right time.
That does remind me of a little story about a writer that used to take a Stratton, you know, that boat that goes in New York.
He
used to take that trip every day to the island,
okay.
and then he was a writer, but he wasn't getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And then he was doing some corporate job,
Yeah.
and then one day he just went, I am a writer, and it's kind of like, it's kind of this visual effect
Yeah.
of him chucking his suitcase
Yeah.
with his mobile phone in it into the water,
Yeah.
and he became a successful writer
You have
because
to
of
do
that
man.
focus.
You gotta do that.
You know?
You gotta- well, in that way, you gotta do that. You can't
Yeah.
throw your horn over the
Yeah, no,
the
you
side
can't.
of
It's an expensive
the
piece of
bridge.
kit as well, mate.
It is,
you know.
yeah. It is.
Brilliant stuff. So, thanks so much for your time. Really great, insightful
Yeah.
in terms of all those things that you have to do to get there,
Yeah.
right? And get there and stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep on playing,
Right.
And wish you continued success because
thank you so much.
you are awesome.
Thank you, man.
And you really hit those emotional elements within a person when they're listening to you. I hope you'll continue to be on the circuit and have that positivity moving forward, which you clearly got. And like I said, I'm really appreciative that you gave us a few moments in between having to turn up, rehearse, get used to the session musicians, get used to the venue, get into the zone, and then blast us at night time.
Yeah, we've had another hour. We can talk about that. That in of itself is amazing, and that requires a conversation. That requires you knowing the language, the music, and if you know the language, then you can connect with other people who've never played your music before, and give a concert to you guys. And no one knows that the first time we've ever played together was an hour ago in the sound check rehearsal.
We couldn't tell that.
An hour ago in sound check rehearsal, we've never played together before, and we're coming out and doing a whole show. That means that there's a language that everybody's familiar with and is on the same page.
Absolutely, and I think the other thing is it's the unification factor as well. I often say when you've got a trumpeter and you've got a saxophonist, you've got a keyboardist, you've got a cello, whatever, they're all on the stage. They're all different instruments. They're all harmonizing together. They're creating a melody that everyone connects with. If we did that in human life, wouldn't it be a better place?
It'd be a much better place, man, because we're all the same. I mean, the challenges, they come in different forms. They look different, but they're all the same, underneath the surface. And you said a mouthful, when we actually get together and actually have a conversation and get away from all of the things that we manufacture as differences or things that may appear as differences. No one's different at all. We are born, we all die, we all have challenges, we all need love, we all, so it's just, like you said a mouthful. I wish we could pull back the surface and all get down to the baseline of why we're actually here living. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
All right.
Because I really mean it. Thank you so much. And best of luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
And have a safe trip back.
Okay.
And I will see you again.
We'll see you again.
If you do a tour in London, brilliant.
You can always check out, you and your listeners can check out my website, LynnRoundtreeMusic.com. Roundtree with no D. It's LynnRoundtreeMusic.com. And from there, you can click on I've got links to all my social media sites. I got videos. I've got check in and get a newsletter emailed to you every so often and give you my updates on my schedule and where I'm
on the new release, right?
Yep.
So tell us about the latest album and what you got planned and when it's coming out.
It's my 8th project. It's called The Message. Came out last year, right around last June. We released one single from it, Solid, went to number 1 on the national Billboard charts, contemporary jazz charts. It was my 4th number 1 single. It's a culmination, you do 8 CDs, that means you've written a lot of songs. I'm doing 10 to 15 songs for each CD. 5 usually don't make it, but you've got a whole lot of songs that you've done by the time you get to 8 CDs. A lot of recording and a lot of searching, like we said, for your sound. And the great thing back to the original conversation about your sound is when you make so many records, you can see the evolution of your sound and your vibe. You say, okay, that's where I want to go. And with the assistance of the record labels like Trippin' and Rhythm Records that I'm fortunate enough to be signed with, that allow you creativity, allow you control over your creativity, it's just a match made in heaven. So this album is a culmination of, like I said, the years of trying to figure out. My first CD was, I don't know, I just want to sell some CDs at my gigs because people love my gigs and they said, hey, can we buy some CDs? Oh, yeah, I was a business guy, so yeah, sure, I'll make a CD. That ended up taking me, I had a couple songs on there that took me, worldwide. Didn't even know it. And then the second CD, I said, okay, well, maybe we can do this. Then we started, let's make a song for smooth jazz. With everything that I've learned in terms of recording and where I want my sound to be, and with the creative control that I now have, because I was able to produce the album myself with my budget, it's exactly what I want to say on this record. And I've got some great producers. I got Michael Broning on it. We got together 2 CDs ago on a song called Pass the Groove. Right. On a humbug and the reason why I call it Pass the Groove, this is on my 6th CD, Stronger Still. The first time I ever worked with Broning is because he had a song that was hitting, but no one could ever play it the way he wanted to play. And people kept passing on. Yeah, no. He said, yeah. I said, well, we're going to work together. But he's like, I got this one song, and I couldn't figure it out. Anybody I've had it for a couple of years. He listened to it. I heard it. I said, yo, man, pass that groove to me. That's my vibe right there. I cut the track. Took me maybe 6 hours to get all the horns that you hear now on the track. And that was my first #1 hit, and we've been going since then. So
lots of choices there, lots of references to go out to the website as well. And as I said before, absolutely amazing and becoming that legend. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your love and support. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Smooth Groovers Show with Dr. Savvy on Radio Hillingdon.
Well, it is just after the gig at Soul Mama over in Stratford, and I am actually standing next to the star. This is Roberto Rusciuta. Hi, Roberto, how you doing?
Hey, brother, how are you? I'm doing great. I really enjoyed the show. Just finished. I'm buzzing. I'm meeting all these new people, and I'm just loving every moment.
Tell us a little bit about that album. You know, you've just got it hot off the press. Some of the new tracks that you got, the 2 album singles that you released, amazing. Tell us about how you went through it. I mean, there's a lot of kind of personal stories in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, I always write from the heart. I mean, the album is called Hand to Heart, and that's kind of how I feel that I play from my hand to your heart, and I try and hit it right in the middle. So in terms of like the songs, they are always from a personal point of view, even if it's just fun or it's heartfelt. Have a few songs dedicated to my lovely fiancée as well. So it's coming from the right place.
These days, it's obviously hard work to get out there, make the music, get it on the streaming sites to get your name out. I mean, you're already established. You've done loads of work in the past. Is it getting harder in your view?
I think it is for an independent artist, for sure. You know, getting your music across and getting people to listen to it. I mean, I'm fairly fortunate that I'm with the record label Trippin' and Rhythm, and they're able to get it on radio platforms such as Sirius XM and whatnot in the charts, especially in America. So I'm quite fortunate that my music gets listened to by quite a lot of people, so in a good position.
It's also cross-genre in one sense, because I love the joke you did on stage, by the way, which was the pose standing as a rock star and the pose standing as a jazz star, and there you are in the middle, fusing it all together. It was in jest, obviously. Cross-genre is something that's quite interesting. You see people mixing hip-hop with country these days. It really does show that there is no limit to what you can do with music.
Absolutely. I mean, I've never been satisfied just being in a box. I have so many influences, and I want to show them and express them, and hopefully they come out in a very organic and, again, from the right place, from my heart.
So finally, the band members today, Ollie, so wow,
Yes.
Wesley, Aruf, it's just like incredible people who've just come back from the Algarve playing over there for a week. Yeah. They were a fantastic support band for you. A big shout out to them for all the hard work that they've done to get together with you and produce something pretty awesome that all of us in this venue sold out saw. So thank you so much, Roberto.
I mean, I'm so lucky and fortunate to be with those guys. I consider them friends. They're amazing musicians, amazing people. I'm a lucky guy, what can I say?
Brilliant stuff. No, thank you so much for your time and wish you continued success because you are awesome.
Thank you. It's my pleasure and all my love to everybody. Thank you so much.
Harder from Roberto Risciuto's latest release. Loving that so much. He's riding high in the Billboard charts, by the way, at the moment. Now, can you believe our 2 hours on the Smooth Groovers for great jazz, funk, soul, chill and more coming to an end? A special show celebrating Beyond the Groove at 300. Hope you enjoyed going back to some of the interviews. I couldn't squeeze them all in, but a selection, and my thanks to all of the artists for their dedication and making time for me to talk to them, to share the wonderful work they're doing, as well as how hard it is to be in the music industry these days in terms of composing, let alone the legal side and copyright and all those other things that happen to keep the soul and jazz and funk alive. I shall see you next time. In the meantime, stay well, all the best, cheerio, bye.